everybody. Good morning, or good afternoon, or good evening, depending on what time it is for you where you are. Happy Sunday. Welcome back to the weekend streams. See if these are even remotely clean. I started carrying around an actual glasses cleaning cloth with me so I can stop cleaning them on my shirt like a person that does that. But that means that I forgot where I left that one, so we're using the subpar one. I think it was originally for camera equipment. It's the same thing. There we go. Yeah, we can see. That's good. Hello, everybody. Very excited to be back. I've got a level 70 ult, fairly fresh. We just got him to 70 yesterday. We're gonna get him as close to 80 as possible. But real quick before I start that, I want to go poke my nose at the door to Earthcrawl Mines to check in the story, because I am one delve story away from Glory of the Delver, and I would be just a silly goose if I didn't take a look. Hi, Hazel. Cyberwolf, thank you very much for the 67-month resub. Appreciate it. Favor alcohol wipes for cleaning glasses. Yeah, I have a big thing of lens cleaner that I like quite well. It does a good job. And I'm hoping it lasts me until the year 2016 because it's really large. Any luck here? Precious ores? Yes! I mean, yay! Let's do this. And it's not bountiful, so there's really no reason to do it on anything higher than a 1. So with decorum and grace, we're just gonna do this delve story. Merry Sunday day. Hope you're having a lovely day so far. I don't need a food buff. I'm 667. We're gonna go chunk right on through this. Last night I finally finished my unluckiest mount farm. Looted Invincible. Congratulations. After 1,012 attempts. Good grief, I'm so sorry. That's crazy. That's probably the most I've ever heard of anybody going for Invincible. That's wild. I'm glad you finally got it. You must have been going nuts. I feel like once I get past like 2 to 3 times what the supposed drop rate was meant to be, I start to think about like karma, past lives, you know, ghosts in the computer, that kind of thing. Chill today in this rainy, cold day. Gotta watch the hockey game later tonight with a friend. Nice. Are you going to it, or are you having a watch party? This way. I forgot I still have arachnophobe mode on, so this whole place is full of lobsters. Hitting a pub. Nice. Sounds like the amount of tries for me with the Nixia. I keep, I'm gonna try my best to not get run over by the carts. Hello, Hazel. Hope you're having a great weekend. Hello. Not too bad. I did, witchcraft last night. And by that, I just mean that I had the presence of mind to pre-set up my bread machine with ingredients and schedule it so that it would bake a loaf of bread in the morning to be ready basically when I got out of bed. This is a very smart thing to do. I recommend it to any owner of a bread machine that has a program function, especially if you're about to be out of bread anyway. Breakfast was delicious. It was very good. Although I will say, and I knew this was going to be a problem because this happens to me every time, whenever I schedule fresh bread to be ready in the morning on the bread maker, it wakes me up early, partly because the machine is like kneading and beeping and stuff like in the hours preceding the ready time, and my apartment's not that big, so like you can for sure hear it from the bedroom. But also, more so than the sounds, the smell of fresh bread baking in my kitchen wakes me up. Like from slumber, you'll start dreaming about bread. And then you'll not be asleep anymore. So I'm well fed and poorly rested, I think, is the combination. How did you get your mage alt? To get the hunter color. That's Bran Bronzebeard. I'm getting my Delve Glory achievement done today. I wanted to check on it real quick before we started leveling. And I'm excited that I did because it's up. Puts Bran above your character in the party frame. Kind of condescending of the UI. That place is driving me crazy. Not going to enter that raid again for a long time at least. Pickles 919. I'm not sure if I thanked you for the 47-month resub. Appreciate it. It's not raining cold here. It is sunny. It is warm. I just wore this hoodie outside this morning. And then I paid for it because this morning when I was brushing my teeth before stream, I noticed that I had a teeny tiny caterpillar on my shirt, and that's probably what happened is because I wore this hoodie out this morning when I was walking, and I think it fell on my shirt. I could have removed it myself, but instead I found my fiance, and I said, you have to help me. It's like this big. I'm trying to feed earthen miners. They haven't also been turned into lobsters, have they? No. That's Bran. He's having a casual lean. I don't think I've ever seen Bran do that. Oh, there he goes. Inside of a delve before. Perhaps I just don't pay enough attention to our friend. Let's just head this way. Hope for the best. Does the item level of delves in Vault increase midway through the season? No. Nope. Best you're gonna get from delves is gonna be hero track gear from your weekly map and then from Vault. Been a bit since you made bread too. Yeah. And I didn't make like a fancy loaf or anything. It's delicious because it's fresh, but it's probably gonna be kind of boring if it gets stale, so we're just gonna eat it before then. It's only a small loaf. Bummed we didn't get another delve meta after the start of a new season. What item level was I? I didn't do double question mark. I tried. I guess I don't know what item level I was when I tried. Maybe 640 something. I haven't done it successfully yet, though. I was gonna go back and do it when I get Bran to level 80. I figure I'm gonna get level capped Bran, and then I'm gonna mess around with it. I would say 650-ish would be a good item level for it. I think it can be done on less, but I think, oh, I forgot, you feed them rocks. That's right. It could be done on less, but that would make it a bit easier. Oh, do every delve on tier 11 and every archetype achievement they put. That's a lot of work. Oh, yeah. That's right. We just don't know if it's not, like, it doesn't really give anything besides achievement points for the moment, right? I'm excited about this one I'm about to do. I know some people did this last season because they were on top of things, but I'm doing it for the first time now, and it's going to have a mount. It's kind of an icky mount, but don't let it, hear me say that.
Smell that?
I spawned so many more ads and double question mark. Yeah, I was just getting behind. I was having a tough time with it. It felt killable when I was pulling it last time, but it felt like I would need to do things very perfectly for a very long time because my damage was so bad. Partly because I just wasn't doing damage very well, and partly because I was putting all of my focus into kicking bombs into the ads, and as a Shadow Priest I wasn't really... I was keeping dots on the boss, but that was basically all I was doing in between shields. I would have needed to basically make no mistakes for like a long time. I think having more gear is going to help just because it means that I won't have to keep that level of gameplay up for as long. You just gotta have a good pull for like 2 minutes or 4 minutes and not like 15. The worst part of the meta was the don't ever run out of air one. Oh, I disagree. You pop a water breathing pot and you do a delve like normal, no problem. 30 gold for a Drenic water breathing pot, and that achievement basically doesn't exist. Easy money. That one was kind of a gimme. I had to be extra careful in the don't get the airships called on you in the Nightfall Sanctum one, but that's just because I suck at that. You can jump over them and you can walk around them. I have a tendency to trip. I'm a little bit clumsy, I guess. Busy work achievements are fine as long as they aren't giving tangible rewards part of the meta achievement. I mean, I don't even mind them as part of metas. It's just nice to keep track of which ones I'm working on. I wonder if I'm ever in my life going to have an arc where I become invested in maximizing achievement points for the points count. I have 37,000 points. It's not been something I've gone for its own sake up until now. I don't have any plans to, but life's long, hopefully. Things can change. Whoa! One ivory Goliath for me. I can officially stop checking. Delve stories. We did it. That'll be your job after you retire. When they warbanded the number, I was all in. What do you mean fragments 99 of 100? That's so rude. That's so mean. I wasn't even going to do this weekly, but it might have some gold in it. I feel like I should go kill a random rare just to get, like, I don't know, 1,600 gold. Am I out of here? We're out of here. I want to do mainly mage leveling today, and I wanted to do it mostly with, this isn't going to give me, a Titan fragment. You get them from rares. You get them from, like, chests. Thinking. Touch one pile of earth. Yeah. A dirt pile would work too, you're right. Rares, treasures. Anything. It's gotta be at least one. This is not the best place to look for dirt piles, but they do exist. They're not impossible to find. You just gotta keep a good lookout. There we go. Nice. 26k points, but I hardly do any raids and dungeons and haven't played in almost a year. Pretty good. Think I'm finally done with feeling like running Mythic Plus for the mounts. I don't even like the mounts. I didn't want that mount anyways. I get that. Unless I had 4 other people that wanted me to play with them. Yeah, that's basically where I'm at with the 3k mount. If my friends want to keep doing key nights, I'm all in. I would love to, but if they are feeling done, then that's totally fine with me too. But yeah, if I was to try to go for points sake, I'm sure there's lots of stuff I could do. But I think it's the wrong way to go about things. It's not like I've ever lacked for things to do in the game.
Oh, are you headed out?
You headed out? Yeah, 1,600 gold. That was worth it. Okay, we got leveling to do. Oh man, my bags are kind of stressing me out. I'm not even gonna worry about it. We got like veteran warbound gear from the Arathi thing. Not my chickens, not my barn. I don't know why I said that. It doesn't make any sense. Got my 3k mount this week. Congratulations. Group is like, keep going. So I guess we're trying 14s tonight. Nice. Oh yeah, I need to do, I need to check out my new mount. I got an Ivory Goliathus. I haven't mounted up on him. Hi Hazel, just started playing Animal Crossing a few weeks ago. Watched your video. Thank you for the content. Do you still play the game at times? I actually, in the last month, just restarted my island to play the early game again. So I wiped my file, started fresh, and I've been playing that every day. I've been logging in every day to Animal Crossing to go noodle around and make bells and build inclines and all of that fun early game stuff. Also, this is the current version of his transmog, if anybody wanted to know. I was messing with it. Okay. Oh, I wanted to just do the Broken Isles intro skip. If I can... Yeah. Just to get his Legion Dollar on Hearthstone. And also because he needs to turn in his time walking quest anyway, so we may as well pop over there. Oh yeah, Ivory Goliathus. That's right. I earned him out. I've been working on it for weeks. I have to, at the very least, get on the thing. There we go. Yeah. I think the thing that makes me upset about it is that it just kind of looks vaguely... It's the color of it. It looks like flesh that's never seen the light of day. It's worm-colored. Which, you know, it's a beetle. It's allowed to be worm-colored, but... Forgot Underpin was a thing. Found doing Zekfir way more satisfying than running keys. Pretty solid for Death Knight blocks. Oh, okay. Interesting how you like the early game and things. I think it's because they're just... The early game is usually a lot more streamlined and less fragmented. There's usually fewer things to focus on. They're easier to comprehend, and you make progress much faster. A lot of games will design their early game to be really, really rewarding to kind of hook you in, and then they kind of like meter out the rewards to last you longer once you're in there. But they like to give you a lot of exciting progress early on. And especially in a game like Animal Crossing, where once you've kind of gotten to the credits, you know, you've got your island to 3 stars and you've got KKK there, or just 2Ks, sorry. Yikes. You know, the dog that sings, let's not get it twisted. Once he's shown up, yes, you can continue to customize your island and spend time there and enjoy it, but you don't really have any gameplay goals anymore. I've done that way too many times. It's so bad. Yeah, I'm inclined to blame Nintendo. Oh, jeez. All right. I have a Paragon of the Undying Army. That's not what we're doing. We were going to turn in this. Don't know if I like the game anymore, if that's the end game, right? Yeah, KK slider. Just 2Ks. He's a nice dog. Gets along with everybody. Oh, man. Sometimes I type 3 instead of 2 in party chat.
Our cause is just. Our purpose.
Gosh. All right. We got our 500 badges from that. If I had to guess or find out, how many badges do I even have? 4,700. I think it's 5K for amount. I believe I got this. Oh, no, I didn't. And I do want this one because it's awful. It's just awful. So I would need 300 more badges. So you know what? Fine. We'll queue for more dungeons. We'll queue for more time walking. It'll be not as fast. I guess the fastest way to do it would be to do that quest on others. Like the first one. I don't know. You don't get 500 again, but you do get something. There's like a diminishing returns first time walking per character bonus, I believe. I don't remember exactly what the diminishing returns is. It's also a laughing sound, but you gotta do it more than 3. Need that one too. Yeah, I'm missing quite a few time walking mounts, but I think that's the most unique one where I don't have a recolor or a lookalike. That's the one that I'm after. I don't know if I'm gonna ride it because, like I said, awful. But I definitely don't have the Shackled Urzel for Mantorus, so I would need it. 200 to 300 badges. Yeah, so that would be the fastest way to do it. Would just be to do like a time walking dungeon on my priest or something. But I said I was gonna play my mage, and play my mage I will. Plus, it's gonna be a great experience for him. So he's 70, heading to 80. Normally, what I like to do is every delve once for the quest. Every delve once for the quest. I'm going to pick up some weeklies as well. And then you turn in all the quests once you get to kind of like 77 or so. I think that's probably still worth. I don't know what the situation is with getting the satchels when you're doing that. If maybe you get more satchels if you're just questing. But I think that regardless, it's probably a good idea. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pick up my milk because the icon is bothering me. I'm going to
the machines must be preserved.
Make sure we have those, because sometimes you get lucky and you just get tons of gold from doing something like that. And then I think what I'm going to do for keeping track of which delves I've done is I'm going to turn on Delve Companion, and I'm going to just go through the delves in Delve Companion order, so that I can remember which ones I've already done. So if I look at the Delve Companion tab, I think I'm just going to literally start and do this top to bottom. So Earthcrawl Mines is going to be our first one. I guess I should have thought of that before I did it on my priest, because I'm about to do the exact same thing but on this character. But that's totally fine, not a problem. Oh, I need to meet the lady at the archive first so we can be getting Titan Disc things. I also have to queue, thanks. Oh, you know what the problem with this idea though is that I am not going to get time walking queues if I'm going into delves. It's like an instance queue, and I think it throws off your dungeon queue. Not 100%. If I just like did one dungeon on a different character, then I would have the badges and I wouldn't have to worry about it anymore.
All these desks are.
Let me make sure. Is there any? Are those all of the time warp badges that I have in my possession? Is there anything else I could transfer? I feel like I'm late on rent and I'm scouring couch cushions. Nope, that's it. That's all we got. Trying to find like bills covered in old breadcrumbs. You do stay in the queue doing this? Okay. What happens if the queue pops while you're in the instance though? Like, do you lose your delve progress? Do you have to start the delve over again? Does it stick you back in the delve with remembrance of your progress? You have to restart. Okay, that's a little annoying. What's our queue time like here? 9 minutes. Because normally my completion time for a delve on an alt. I think I'm probably going to do 1s instead of 3s this time because it doesn't really matter. It normally takes me about... Oh, did I get... I did. Normally takes me about 10 to 15 minutes to do a delve. I feel like the queue's gonna pop before I'm done. And then I'd have to start it over again. Oh, hang on. I can't make my own choices. I'm unable to think for myself. I have to turn my auto back on. Okay. How is this going? Better?
Our forged paths intertwine.
Yeah. I think I'm doing this because I'm going to get a couple battle training stones and because it should be decently easy experience. Maybe not crazy fast, but it's helping level my pets too. I love the look of my mage. I am useless at playing him though. I think I'm actually going to pull up a Wowhead guide just to read the very basics of the rotation. Wowhead Arcane Mage. You know, just like the cheat sheet version. Arcane Mage DPS guide. War Within 11.1. That's the thing. Line up, burst, and execute well. Must be near melee range to use Arcane Explosion. Not much self-healing. Punishing if you overspend mana. Okay, that's fine. Arcane Mage hero talents. Playing an Arcane Mage. Okay, this is like a lot of words, but I can read them, I guess. I'm a big kid. Every time I see Hazel do a Pet Battle World quest, get about 1.5 decades of FOMO hitting me all at once for all the Pet Battle World quests I skip. Arcane Mage has a few quirky principles that should be followed in order to deal competent damage. These revolve around the management of multiple resources, cooldowns, procs, and planning. Okay. Arcane has 3 phases of the rotation. Big Burn, Mini Burn, and Filler. Big Burn is when you have Arcane Surge and Siphon Storm gained from channeling Evocation. Also, we got, 4 flawless battle training stones. Mini Burn also has Touch the Magi. Mini Burn is when only Touch the Magi is present, and then Filler is everything in between. Quick bullet points before summarizing the rotation. Maybe I shouldn't try to read and do a Dragon Rage, but like, what if we could do both? Primary rotational loop is using clear casting to generate Nether Precision, and then spending that on Arcane Blast, or by stacking it with other buffs for a large Arcane Barrage hit. I think some of these talents are things I either don't have or didn't take yet. Do you know how Arcane Blast interacts with Arcane Charge? You want to try to stay at maximum Arcane Charges as much as possible when you plan to use Arcane Blast? Okay. Kind of figured that. Hero talents dictate a fair bit of the rotation. Okay, so I won't have some of it yet because I'm just now getting hero talents. Important to remember that going out of mana is fine, especially after mini burn. Simply use Arcane Barrage to clear your charges. Continue with the rotation. Mana can be tilting, but we're a cooldown based spec. Our main cooldowns give us all the mana that we need during our cooldown windows. Okay. Oh, we're not done yet. Don't sit on your cooldowns. They're short. Squeeze in as much as you can. Random arcane orbs flying out of your character is something that will frustrate newer players if they aren't careful about which direction their character is facing.
Excellent work. I can see that.
Oh, spell slingers fire at arcane orbs kind of randomly. Okay, that would make sense. Okay. How are we doing here? We're gonna pop another one of these mysterious potions. I feel like it told me the rotation, but it like didn't tell me the rotation. Maybe I need to go to the rotation section and then they'll tell me what I'm actually doing. Okay, there we go. Easy mode rotation. Arcane missiles, orb if you have high voltage, surge, barrage, touch of the magi, missiles, whenever you have clear casting, barrage. Okay, that's a lot. That's a lot. Arcane is 5's rotation. I think it's going to be harder to pick it up on the fly than it was to get Aflock or Ret Pella. There's a lot of do this if you have X stacks of Y buff. And then I feel like managing the charges is a bit unintuitive for somebody brand new to it, because you don't want to be doing some things without full charges, but it also feels bad to be sitting on full charges if you feel like you're going to get more charges from things. And I know some of these things give me charges, but not all of them do. Just going to take a bit of work. Oh, got a satchel with a offhand. Nice. What if you did a few alt arcs on the most non-meta garbage pail specs in the game? Just play the worst possible things that I can find. Oh, gloves, nice. Yeah, that'll help. My gear is pretty behind, so any extra pieces of gear we can get are good. The satchel thing is from the leveling event that we have right now. So it's like about a month-long buff that I think we're about a week into. Wins a mysterious fortune. When you are questing in Dragon Isles and Kazlagar and you're leveling, you're going to have a chance to get those bags that can contain gear, combat and experience potions, which are what these buffs are. And then you can also get like some fun things like Inky Black potions and Stinky Bright potions and Night Elf Mohawk grenades and stuff like that. I'm changing my mind on the time walking thing. We're not going to worry about it. We're just going to do this delve. So we're going to make sure we pick up this. I'm going to have Bran tentatively heal, I believe is what I'm doing. My Bran is level 73, so he should be able to carry a tiny bit. There may be a call for him to tank, but it's not like I can heal him, so if he is tanking, then we're just gonna have to... Also, you know what? Nameplates. Always show nameplates. That's the one that was off that I wanted to be on. There we go. Leveling event sounds more fun than the Nightfall thing. Yeah, I think that's why I'm doing it. I also don't have any of the appearances for... What is this? Ice Cold. Oh, it's a defensive. Maybe I should put that by Ice Block. Or maybe that's instead of Ice Block. No. Yes. No? Yes. I don't know. Oh, this is why I don't play a mage. It's all DPS in those tasty pots. Yeah, they do help a lot. It replaces Ice Block. Okay. Gotcha. All right. Do I have a hero talent? No, not yet. We need one more level and then we get our first hero talent. So, luckily, I have, it seems like enough gear. I still need to replace some heirlooms. I replaced some of them. Citizen Quinn, thank you very much for the 11-month reset. Appreciate it. Yeah. I'm like skimming the rotation guide, trying to distill it down into like a beginner version for your sillies. For silly turkeys that aren't running all the right talents yet.
You got to dodge.
I think I'm gonna not cast Barrage unless I'm either or I have a proc. I think I'm gonna treat that as a principle. I don't know if that's right. It looks like they want you to cast Barrage if you have 4 charges after Surge. So I guess that's part of your opener? Do you cast Surge with opener? Do you cast Barrage? No, you cast Surge and then Barrage. And then Surge. You only get 1 Surge. I should not try to learn things on stream. Sometimes it works out and we can kind of put it together along the way, and sometimes it's just a mess. Also trying to learn Arcane. Yeah, I think my problem is I'm not committed enough to it. I know for a fact that I'm going to play it for like a week, and then it's just going to be for questing. So I really only need to learn a very basic version of it, so I'm not super motivated, I guess, to get into the weeds of it, but it seems like if you don't get into a few of the weeds, you're not going to get anywhere. Touch gives you 4 charges. Okay. So Surge, Barrage, and then Touch. Yeah. The problem is that once the guide starts talking about a bunch of buffs, they're either things that I don't know what they mean, or I don't know if I'm talented into them because I kind of invented my build while I was questing. So they might be stuff that I'm better off worrying about at 80. Weeds only spec. Is retail mage hard to get into? It probably depends on how well suited you are to that kind of thing. I'm finding it a tiny bit hard to get into, but I'm used to different types of classes. It's also going fine. I'm just, I have no confidence that I'm pressing anything remotely close to the correct button here. Okay, so, hang on. They want me to do Evocation, and then Missiles, and then Orb, and then Barrage, and then Surge, and then Mate, and then Barrage, and then, oh no, Mage. Oopsies. Messed it up. You ever, like, read off, like, a cue card while you're doing your opener?
Fantastic.
I get big booms and things explode before they get to me. Happy with my rotation. Frost is the easiest one to run for delving. Yeah.
Ah, a new experience.
Here we go. Getting along. Hearing retail's confusing. Haven't played since Wrath. Yeah, it's gonna be tough for us to tell whether or not it's confusing for a new player or not, because my instinct is not really, and there's a lot of things that you don't need to bother with, but when you're coming back to it for the first time since Wrath, it's not immediately clear what you do and don't need to bother with. I'd say they've done a good job at putting effort into trying to really highlight things that are important for you to do early. They've got some new quest markers that will really highlight certain quests that are going to unlock features for you to make sure that you do those things first. But yeah. I don't find it overwhelming, but I've also been here a long time. Think fire's harder than Arcane? Yeah. Yeah, completely subjective. I'd say that if you're feeling the itch to play, it's worth a try. Read a rotation of the spell names melt into my brain, and I just read Arcane Blah, Arcane Met, Arcane Wonk, Arcane Flurf, and Arcane Honk is filler. That's funny. That's how I felt about Paladin. When I was trying to figure out Ret Paladin, it was like, so your Hammer of Divine Guilt, and then your Shield of Holy Shame. And then when you get a bunch of stacks of golden, glowy, I wish I'd stayed in bed today, then you need to press your, it's just like it just all blended together, and none of it, like, they all had the same names. At least it felt that way anyway. I'm sure a lot of classes are like that, but Paladin especially had a case of, like, keyword blender. This one. You're correct, this is the rotation. Soup of Holy Brightness names. Mm-hmm. Okay. At least I can handle press the lit up button when it's lit up. I like Arcane Missiles procs. For at least 1 second, I know that I'm pressing something that seems like a good idea. Did I get them all? The thing I need to remember for leveling delves is that it's a bit different than endgame delves. You don't really need to overpull. You don't need to worry about getting, like, rares or elites. There's certainly no nemesis packs. And also the treasures are not really worth it on a low level character. They're not going to have brand experience. They're going to have, like, a resonance crystal. Like that every third missile is AoE, satisfying to see all the missiles. Maybe I'll play a version of Arcane Mage where I just Arcane Blast And then when I'm feeling really ambitious, we'll open up to like a second button. What are your thoughts on Vision coming back? Disappointed that it's not something new, or do you want the nostalgia? Not sure it's quite old enough to be called the nostalgia yet. I am cautiously skeptical, I guess. I didn't really like him the first time, so I don't really want him back. I don't know, like, I'm also not really frothing at the bit for like brand new innovative content either, because like I feel like I have enough to do. I don't know if I need that many new things to play with. They could have just left it off of the board and it wouldn't have upset me. But maybe it'll be fun. Plenty of times they surprise me because I didn't think I would enjoy something as much as I turned out to. So I'll give it a try. I like using Counterspell. That one's really fun. It's nice to have a kick. And then if I kick something, it like gets a shorter cooldown. It's pretty cool. I think that's my favorite mage button so far. Anyone else, when they see a spell with Blast, they think of the Danny DeVito meme?
Here's your take of the spoils.
Oh, those are an upgrade. I'm backtracking because I'm looking for the miners that I didn't rescue or feed. There was one more of them. They're up this way, I think. There they are. Oh, there's another one. So you for sure get tons of satchels inside the delve, which is great. You're gonna have loads of gear while you're leveling, which helps to smooth out one of the pain points that I noticed from questing originally was it was easy to kind of get stuck with a gear slot that was no good. Heard that Arcane Mage is bloated. Do you agree so far? I would say if Priest turned you off of meticulous rotations, and this probably isn't for you, I don't think I know enough to be able to comment on whether or not it's bloated. This is my first day at the Mage office, and I'm just trying to find out where they keep the toner, so to speak.
Get out of the way!
Meow. Yeah, we're making a tiny bit of a pig's ear of this. Which is great. Nothing says we had to be any good at this. There we go, we did it. We did a delve 1.
I'll give you a hand with this one.
Alright, so that took me... Oh, it didn't tell me. DBM, I think, is the add-on that I usually run that gives me timers for the end of delves. Remember, you have Lust. I do have Lust. That's true. Okay, so this is gonna give me... Oh, got a trinket. Little turbo drain action. Okay, so that can probably go on instead of this heirloom. And then, what else do we need here? We have any other gear worth putting on? I still have 2 heirloom rings. Sandals are 415. I need a new pair of legs. The belt's good. The gloves are good. Those I can put on. 60, 364, 415, 368. Sometimes I run add-ons to help with this, and then sometimes I just kind of wing it, trying to keep my upgrades on. Did you switch your Lust keybind to spacebar? The only acceptable Lust keybind, of course. What toy is that? What toy is which? What did I do? We're gonna head to... I forgot what I did. Fungal Folly next, because I'm going to do these in order. So Fungal Folly, which is going to be here. And I'm going to sit on my Delver's Call quests and try to turn those in a bit later. I think that was fine. I don't know if I need... I wasn't really using Bran's healing potions, so I might switch him to tank or DPS or something. Just for, you know, just while we're in ones. Oh. Pop in here. Oh, I had a black liquid under your feet. Probably not a toy. I don't think I did. It could have been any number of things though. My trinkets are... I don't think it was my trinkets. It might have been a buff or something. Oh, it's biofuel rocket gear. It's my Delve Curio. I like this curio because it gives you stacking haste and movement speed whenever you kill enemies, and it lasts for quite a long time. So whenever you're leveling or doing low-level delves, you can typically get it to stack up quite high. I'm going to run one with him as a DPS. Yeah, that's my favorite utility curio, unless I get into, like, quite high delves where I'm not going to be killing things that often. Because even critters will refresh the buff. Although I do end up kicking myself if I get into a situation where I'm not refreshing it very well. Okay. Explorers League challenges completed. It's kind of funny not having to, like, look for delve stories anymore. Like, I just kind of have them. The elevator boss of delves. We lived. We're off to a good start.
Smell that? It's treasure. I know
it's treasure.
We're close. They'll never be using that.
Oh, I forgot I can arcane missiles while moving.
Bounce on those tiny mushrooms.
Did I do it? Yeah, I did do it. Okay. Oh yeah, and then you get those traps that you can drag people into when you have DPS Bran. I forgot about that. I almost never run DPS Bran. He's almost always either healing or tanking for me. So my goal is to do these in under 10 minutes each. We'll see if that's possible for me. I'll do my best. How to play Arcane Mage. Primary rotation is using clear casting to generate nether precision. Increases the damage of your next two arcane blasts or barrages. That is something I feel like I already have. Nether precision. I do. Okay, so I've got 2 stacks of that. And then spending it on arcane blast or stacking with other effects for large arcane barrage hits. Okay. I need to read nether precision again. Hello.
Ah, a new face.
You want me to fish? He wants me to fish. I don't remember doing this at all. I must have done this one with Flabby and maybe he caught the fish. I do not recall this. Fish. Can you catch 2 more? Dude. Friend. Nether precision, arcane blast, or barrage. Okay. Stay at max arcane charges. Spending nether precision on arcane blast or stacking with other effects. Okay. Alright. Are you happy? He's happy. He's done. Morning, Fred. Morning, gamers. Good morning. Happy Sunday. I am Arcane maging it up. We're doing our best. Hello. What do you want? Defeat the image that perfectly matches the actions I do. Oh dear. Oh dear. Okay. These ones. Wait. Wait, what? Okay, it's these two. I thought it was gonna change. I thought it was gonna change every cycle. I was like, they're going so fast. One moment. Totally predicted. Yeah, that would have been very hard if they swapped every time. So we want to go that way. I think Bran's already... No, Bran's right here. He's leaning. How have I never noticed him having a lean before? That's so silly. All right. Is there any jumpy mushrooms over here? Or is it... We probably get up on the other side, actually. I'm backwards. We're heading over here. This way. Okay, I'm going to try and keep an eye on those buffs. The nether precision ones. So I have 2 stacks of nether precision. And it looks like it maybe only goes to 2. I'm gonna use those. Straight up falls asleep if you stop moving for a second. So missiles and then two blasts. I can handle missiles and 2 blasts, more or less.
Need assistance?
Run in a specific circle. Oh no, this. It's calligraphy all over again. Okay. Making sure I keep my rocket fuel stacks kinda sorta going.
Beware.
Come here and recover some of your mana.
This good for experience? Yeah. I think we'll get the hang of this eventually. When in doubt, Arcane Blast seems to be okay. Not the worst button that we can press. Alright, so this is Bill. Hi, Bill. Bill just wants to fight.
Beware.
Oh, so evocation seems to grant me clear casting. Yeah, okay, so you get a guaranteed clear casting after evocation. Bill's being toxic. Bill just wants to let it out, you know. I think he asked first. Throw down, blow off some steam. Okay.
Run away, little girl. Run away.
Yeah, that was a little better. I mean, I lusted, so of course it went a little faster. That was 8 minutes and 31 seconds, and I stopped to
While I clear this away.
correspond, so we're fine. Easy clap. Okay. That gave me a nice cloak. Scarlet on a 25 stream streak, 25 days in a row. How would you say it's going so far? Do you recommend it? Let's just say run away, little girl. It might have been DBM. It's an old voice line from the Little Red Riding Hood story in Karazhan, where the wolf boss would say that. And it was a really popular DBM voice line for anything that wanted you to run away for a long time. Recommend the experience. Okay, so I'm gonna not get tricked into turning it in, because we're not turning in the Delver's Call. We can turn in the the World Soul thing, that's fine. And make sure that we're wearing any upgrades that we want to be putting on. I feel like I should just vendor anything I'm not using just to make my life easier to sort out. Made it, oh, almost to 71. This will get me my first hero talent. We can go Spellslinger and figure out what they want from me.
We owe us all the peoples of
And then also a
Kazalgar
box
are
that
coming
had a
together
ring and a
more than
neck. Okay,
ever.
perfect. So 368
Because
up
of
to
you.
434, 337 up to 434. I am taking Spellslinger. Splintering Sorcery. Whenever you consume Nether Precision, you get 2 splinters. Which basically dots. Okay. Sure. Splinters sound painful. Ouchie. Just got to 1,000,000 acorns.
Shop, browse. Smell.
Alright, let's get rid of as much of this as we can. I'm gonna hold on to the offhand just in case we get a main hand. But the rest of this, I'm pretty sure we've out-geared. Don't need any more. Don't want to accidentally put it back on. Lovely. Spellslinger's hella fun for Arcane. Are you enjoying the mage life? It's going okay. I'll feel better once I understand it a tiny bit better. I don't need to be an expert or anything, but once I get kind of the basics under me, I think it'll be okay. We're getting there. I've got the guide open on another monitor. I'm referring to it intermittently. Right, we got our first level. I think that this will go faster than we think it will, because once we get to... Also, you know what? Let's take a second here. Track buffs. Essential cooldowns. I'm gonna hide those. Utility cooldowns we can definitely hide. Track buffs I'm gonna stick there. Do you mind? Okay, so those are the splinters, and those are arcane debilitation. Which is, I'm sure a talent or something. It used to be that if I just went to my spellbook and I read all my passives, then I would know all of the things that were happening when I cast my spells, but I feel like some of them are now worked into talents where they don't actually show in the spellbook. I think you should be able to buy mod for 1,000,000 acorns. That kind of thinking is exactly why you cannot buy mod for any amount of acorns.
So much to discuss.
Oh, man. Banning powers are not up for sale. Bundles of candles. Okay, so we're going to use a candle.
Grab one of those enchanted candles to stay safe from these shadows.
All right. I'm a mage. What am I doing? I'm going
You
orb.
won't hit us with that one.
Missiles. Blast. Okay. Yeah, having brand DPS for these at this level seems fine. Doesn't seem to be a problem at all. So we're collecting suspicious candles. Yeah, that's doing plenty of damage. Not a problem. I'm glad I came around to doing leveling delves on 1 instead of 3 because there doesn't seem to be any good reason, especially now that we're getting like gear from the bags. It used to be that you would get better you'd get better gear from your delves on a 3 than a 1. And for leveling, it kind of felt nice, but like you're gonna replace the gear in 10 seconds anyway, especially when they're just feeding us stuff in these satchels. So there's a candle. Swoop that up in an instant.
Here's your dick of
Listen,
the
it's like
spoils.
Whose Line. The points are made up and the score doesn't matter, something like that. I don't remember the exact quote. Gotta breathe and replace the gear. And we do. I'm sure some people can do leveling delves in like 5 minutes per. It's just powers that I have yet to acquire. How many candles do I have? Enough. I can leave those behind. They give you so many of them. Points are made up and the score doesn't matter. Something like that. I haven't watched Whose Line in a million years. It's less of an actual memory and more of like a childhood sense memory. Just Wayne Brady embedded in my subconscious. Got my second max renown in Dragonflight. Veldrak and Accord. Nice! Did you like any of the rewards you got for it? I know it kind of disappointed you on the mount front, but... You know what I have no concept of? Is which of my buttons are doing AoE, because as far as I can tell, it's the same ones I'm using for a single target, and in some circumstances they do AoE, but it's not like a warrior where I just turn on cleave or whatever, or like a BM hunter where I just press multi-shot and now I'm beast cleaving for a little bit. It's like every blank one of these, or, you know, hitting the target with this debuff makes him cleave. And it's stuff that you're not... that you would be doing by accident anyway, which is convenient but also confusing when you're trying to learn what it is that you did. Now I want to pull up Taskmaster again. We started watching the latest season of You, which has Charlotte Ritchie in a lead role, and it just makes me think of when Charlotte Ritchie was on Taskmaster. Yeah, Arcane Explosion AoEs for sure. That one's at least straightforward, as is the orb. But a lot of the rest of it seems to be kind of just tacked onto other things in a way that I'm finding it hard to remember. I do have the new cooldown manager. It is on. It's been on. If there's a sound, I didn't hear it. Just finished episode 4 this season. So good. Okay. I feel like that's our next one. I think we watched 3. No spoilers. Gigantic candle recovery. Okay. Need to not be lazy, actually do my within world quests. World quests are fun. They're cozy, you know? Pop on a friendly stream. A little podcast, a little bit of music. I love world quests because they're easy goals that are clear and achievable. They're not nebulous or poorly defined at all. 10 to 70, quest or dungeons? Both is nice. Both are good. You can do time walking dungeons, and then you can kind of quest in between your queues, and that I found has been quite strong. If you are like a tank or a healer that's getting instant queues though, then you're probably fine to just do dungeons. Time walking specifically.
Beware.
Just wanting the Mob Classic beta? Oh yeah? Looking forward to it.
Smell that? It's treasure. I know it. We're close.
I wonder what kind of changes they're going to make to Mop Classic to make it different from original Mop, or if it's going to be pretty close. Because I remember original Mop being a bit of a struggle in the first patch just because of dailies. It was like right when they had just lifted the cap of how many daily quests you could do, and they had dailies on like all of the different factions.
Beware.
I'm inventing this rotation and it's not going well. There we go. Everything's fine. We did it. We did the whole thing in 7 minutes. I'll take it. That's actually not bad. Could have been 15. After 3 missiles, the 4th one will AoE.
I'll give you a hand with this one.
Oh, I got a one-hander. I think that's going to be a big deal for my weapons, because I had an offhand as well that we can use. Also, some gloves. You get so much item level so quickly while you're leveling. Just like going up 1 level and all of a sudden it's 30 extra item levels on each piece of gear when you loot one. Looked at an AoE rotation and Icy Veins looks complicated. Yeah, we're doing okay. We got our top 3 delves done, so we're gonna head down to Ringing Deeps and continue. Carry on. We can also turn in this one. Okay. Fand, I don't quite understand your question. Have you done much of the Nightfall stuff yet? Some. A little bit. We did, I did the weekly on 2 characters. I did the dailies on 1.5 characters once. Got some reputation. Got a couple pieces of transmog. I haven't decided quite how much I'm gonna grind it. It seems like I'll do it at least once a week on my main. I don't know if I have it in me to do more than that, though. Like, I know I could progress it faster and I could collect things faster if I used all my alts, but I don't know if that's in the cards for me. I did get Glory of the Delver. I got it this morning. I checked for the story. First thing, it was up. We did it. I am the proud owner of one pink fleshy bug looking thing. Remix felt like it just happened. It's made it so hard to feel like going to Mop that much. Congrats. Thank you. I should probably be riding it around. Where is it? Where's my Goliathus? Gonna play it because I didn't actually play Mop. I do kind of like how the wings lift up. That's kind of fun. Oh yeah, the event's happening right now. Look at that. I guess you can do it while you're leveling? Didn't even think of that. We're gonna do Waterworks. Actually, we're doing these in order. So Waterworks first, then Dread Pit, then Site. I think I'm gonna skip Site 9 because it doesn't have a call quest, which is the main thing I'm doing these for. So Waterworks next. New to the channel? What is your main? I play a Gnome Holy Priest, and I sometimes play Shadow on it as well, but Gnome Holy is what I've been doing Raid and Mythic Plus on. I don't stream those things though, so mostly if I'm streaming, I'm collecting, I'm leveling alts. What else do we do on stream? Achievements? Collecting. Any mix and match of the above things? Yeah. This one, Void Elf, Arcane Mage. I think this is going to be my 6th or 7th level lady, and I'm mostly just leveling it to enjoy the leveling event and have another character to farm some endgame stuff on. Rare day Mythic Plus. That is true. Sometimes, once in a very blue moon on stream, if my regular team wants to do keys and it happens to be like a weekend morning during my stream time, I will hop on and do a key during stream. Nothing was happening, so I left. Is it fixed or still laggy? I mean, the event only happens at the top of the hour, so that's one part of it. It was working better recently, was what I had found. It may still be not perfect though. I haven't tried it in a few days.
Found a bit of gold.
Beware.
Pretty good this morning. Good. That's promising because I feel like a weekend morning is going to be one of the prime times for it. Nightfall stepped down from Time Rifts. Love Time Rifts. Time Rifts had kind of a fun reward structure where there was a little bit more variation in how they felt. I think that the Nightfall thing is going to feel basically exactly the same every time you do it. Whereas the different like flavors of Time Rift kind of changed it up a little bit, and then you had the fun of like trying to hope that you would get a specific one that might drop a thing that you needed, but you also had the backup currency in case you weren't getting lucky. I like that. You don't stream Mythic Plus, is that because you have to concentrate? Yeah, and because I'm not, I think my stream is at my best when I can chat with you guys. It's more of a casual social thing than... My gameplay skills are fine, but they're nothing that anybody's gonna watch the stream to try to like... They're not the selling point here. So if I am doing keys, it's fun for a change sometimes, but it tends to kind of detract from what I feel like is the main value of the stream, which is just being able to chat. There are plenty of streams that work really well based on like high-level Mythic Plus gameplay, and mine's not really one of them. Newer player to WoW who's very interested in housing. Where do you think I should focus my time before they launch to unlock most things? Depending on how willing you are going to be to spend gold to get furniture and decorations from other players when it comes out, it might be worth your time to get professions set up on alt so that you can craft things for yourself. And like level those professions through old expansions. That's something that I'm probably not going to do because I don't really mind spending the gold for it, but it would be a project that would get me very far ahead in terms of like unlocking and being able to make stuff.
Beware.
The alt that you've had the most fun leveling so far? Leveling, probably the Paladin. Playing at endgame, probably the Warlock. The Hunter was fun too, actually. I liked getting my Hunter pets. Big disliker of Time Rifts. As an Arcane Mage main, I'm so excited you're leveling one. Oh dear. Just don't look too closely at our rotation. Everything will be fine.
Beware.
Holy Priest for me over Discipline Priest. Not for, like, balance reasons. Discipline Priest is often better than Holy Priest. Not always, but, like, often. But I'm kind of a Holy Priest purist just because I like it. I like the vibe. I like the concept of it. I like the playstyle of it. Discipline never really clicked with me, so I just kind of pretend it doesn't exist. It's sort of an ongoing joke we have around here that you'll never get me to play Disc. Boomy main wants you to play Boomy. Noted. Yeah, of all my alts that I could potentially do big damn on, I don't think it's about to be Warlock or Mage for me. Not because they can't, but because I can't. At least not yet.
Smell that? It's treasure. I know it. We're close.
As a DPS player, really enjoy Disc. The one time in my life I swapped to Disc was for Blackwater Behemoth in Eternal Palace. Was it not Eternal Palace? What was it? The Nashatar one. Maybe Eternal Palace. I don't know. Anyway, it was very, very strong to go Disc for that fight because at least while you were progressing, there would be chunks of the fight where, due to poor execution of mechanics, nobody could take any healing, but you could still put healing absorbs on them. So while we were first learning that fight and progressing it, it was wildly more powerful for me to be on Dis than Holy, and that was the only time I ever switched. It was a mess, and then I went back immediately after, as soon as we'd cleared that boss.
Beware. Beware.
Do you know what the healer alt is going to be? I was considering Resto Shaman. I'm not convinced there's gonna be one. It's hard for me to play healer alts because I like my healer main. Arcane Surge, Touch of the Magi, always, but I did not go crazy. The guide was telling me that I should put a barrage in between them to spend the charges before that I get them back on the Touch of the Magi. Is that accurate? I've been trying to do that. I don't know if it's going well.
Beware. Beware.
I'm going all out.
How long did this one take us? 7 minutes and 35 seconds. I can handle a 7-minute delve. I'm pretty happy with that. I think they were longer on my warlock. He's going all out. You worry of how far you are. Distance matters. Oh dear. I'm never going to be worried of how far I am. I'll tell you that right now. That is not entering my equation. That's a great idea that I plan to fully disregard. Well, there we go. Another trinket. Blast Master. Slightly higher. Actually, there we go. That's a better item level. Lovely. What's next on our list? We need to do the Dread Pit. That's where we're going. Curious as to what level I'll be when I get done with all of these delves. Because after Dread Pit, there's 4, 5, 6, 7 more of them. Because I'm not doing the 2 new ones. I'm certainly getting not as much experience within a delve as I thought. I know that most of the experience is from the Delver's Call Quest, but really, apparently, most of the experience is from the Delver's Call Quest. Don't know what Sun Fury does besides Big Bird with Surge. Big Bird. I haven't seen or heard about next month's trading post yet. We are getting kind of late in April now, though, aren't we? Okay. Let's see how fast we can do this. Skirwin Lurch. Weird to be able to do time walking dungeons and unleveled tunes. I mean,
Here's your take of the spoils.
I don't know if I agree. I feel like time walking is kind of almost a traditional part of leveling at this point, if it's up. It's just been so strong for experience that it's hard to avoid it even if you don't really like it that much. Alright, chuck me. Can you get Blizzard to buff Survival Hunter? I have no such powers, I'm sorry to say. Don't forget your quest. Oh, did I not pick up the quest? Is it back by the door? I don't know how to get back. Was there a time? Wasn't for leveling characters. There have been times where the level threshold for when you could do it was different. I don't know if I can get back. I thought I picked it up. I must not have done. No, I don't think I did. You're right. Darn it. I'm gonna jump off and see if I res at the beginning.
Oh, don't go dying on me.
Sorry, Bran.
Next time, let's use some harder hitting moves.
Uh-huh, thank you. It's helpful, Bran, thank you. I feel like time walking so strange because of that design based around leveling rewards when the gameplay itself. Yeah. It was really cool when it first came out because as far as I remember, aside from just leveling, time walking was the first time they gave us an excuse to do old dungeons again at endgame or in anything resembling an endgame capacity. So we were kind of nostalgic for them, and it was cool to be able to go back and do those, and like if you had a little bit of knowledge of how they worked from having done them last time, you kind of felt like that was still worth something. But nowadays, especially with how they're including old dungeons in the Mythic Plus rotation now, doing them again on time walking just kind of feels... I mean, it's its own thing now. I'm not trying to like get it taken out or anything. Again, don't have the power, but wouldn't do it even if I did. It's just, I don't know. It doesn't feel as pressing. Like, we also get nostalgia with Remix, and then there's Classic, and there's just so many other places in which they've used that content, which is great, but, like, it's not as pressing as it was at one point for me. Had more punishing mechanics back in the day. Yeah, it has kind of evolved a little bit from what it was. I do think I prefer it to be power runnable than really slow, though. Especially now that people have gotten used to it being that way. I don't think there's any putting that genie back in the lamp. And besides, if we do want to do them with like the mechanics really mattering and everything being a lot more difficult, that is what Mythic Plus is for when they finally bring them back around. If you want to have fear struck into your heart.
Your mana is looking low.
My mana's fine, Bran. Shush. Speaking of remix, rumors they're working on a Legion remix. Did they confirm that it was going to be Legion? I don't remember if they did. I have a vague memory that they said that. I don't remember if it's true, though. I would expect it during... I think it was on the roadmap. I would expect it during the last patch of this expansion before the next one. Heavily hinted at during a roadmap interview. Gotcha. Well, 441. Oh, this is not Underlord Victus. Oops.
Beware.
Well, he's dead anyway. Saying we wouldn't see a Legion remix until the final war within season. Yeah. I think that's when it makes most sense for them to do a remix. Because otherwise they just have too much new content that it would be competing with. It's more something that kind of fills the gap to give them extra time to finish off the next expansion without having to tinker too much with the end patch of the existing one.
Demand sacrifice.
Beware. Beware. Beware.
Oh, he's dead now. I was waiting to get my Arcane Surge back and it didn't happen. That one was only 6 minutes and 18 seconds, and we jumped off a cliff and had to run back. Not too bad. All right with that. We got all our treasure? Is there any more?
Hey, you!
I think we did it. What delve? That one was Dread Pit. That was Dread Pit. Are you saving Time Warp for Christmas? I'm saving it for the Queen. She's fine, and I refuse to hear otherwise. She's for sure coming over for tea, and I want her to have lots of cooldowns to play with when she wants to play World of Warcraft on my computer. Okay, after no, we're not in Sinkhole yet. We're going to... Oh no, we are going to Sinkhole. Okay. Next up. Delve Companion is the name of that delve add-on.
Another outbreak of violence. Time to stand up and shut this down.
It is a bright day with exceptionally favorable winds.
Biscuit
A
is
perfect day for a race.
That is an appropriate and true sentiment for any day of the week, with no context needed. I did make some gold off of him though when I was farming that raid, for all the things. I made some gold off of him because I started killing him every time on all these different characters with a some kind of a frost file and drums and stuff. And I got a bunch of viscous globules and I sold them off one at a time. I might still have one or two lurking in a bank somewhere to sell. I think I drove the price down enough that I was going to let it cool down. Curious if he's getting any good resonance crystals for doing this. I think he is actually going to get most of them for turning in the Delver Claw quests. I like the WoW Mage. I like the WoW music a lot. I put it on during stream. How was your Frost Mage for it? I don't know if I did it on Frost Mage. I don't think I had... No, I did have a Mage. I must have played Frost. I think that might have been... There was one class that I didn't do it on.
The two of you will soon be formidable competitors.
I think it was Paladin I didn't do it on. Because you could only use two-handers. Yeah, I forget. They were all basically fine, though. Because you get a dagger, you get drums, and then some form of stab, 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 I think. That was the main challenge, was just getting enough melee hits in, but I found basically every class except for Paladin. I don't remember if I ran it on a mage, though. The freezing's never the problem. The freezing is easy. It's the melee hits. Alright, we're heading to Sinkhole.
Someone didn't get the message. These are earthen resources. We need you to mount a defense.
Oh, yeah. So you can do that while you're leveling. That's interesting. Don't mind me doing the dragon races.
Join us.
It's 170 gold. I just can't resist. Oh yeah, we get another talent point. I think that I'm going to turn in all of the Delver Call quests. Basically once I have the whole batch of them. I'm not going to wait until like 77 exactly or anything. I mean, based on my current pace, I'm probably only going to be like 74. Oh dear. That want me to fly right through the boat? Oh, kind of. I don't know if that's placed correctly. But yeah, after I get this character leveled, it's going to be a question of if I want to focus on trying to collect with the 80s that I have, or if I want to level any more 80s while the event is active.
Nicely done. You and your Drake are exceptional.
Sinkhole. Oh no, it's Sinkhole. That's right. Okay, I'm gonna do... There's a couple ways you can do this. I'm gonna just buy flasks. Just for ease. Dranic water. It's like 22 gold. I'll just get a batch of 10 of them. I also have a toy, which is like a permanent Noggenfogger elixir that you can spend 50 silver to get it to turn you into a skeleton that doesn't need to breathe. And because that's a toy, you'd think that'd be easier and also cheaper. And it is, but I found it's kind of finicky. Like sometimes I'll have the buff up, I will be a skeleton, and I'll just start drowning. And I've decided I don't really want to mess with that. I don't want to worry about it. So Dranic water breathing is still the fastest way. How many 80s do you have? Somewhere in the neighborhood of 6. I think 3 hunters, a priest, that makes 4, a paladin, 5, warlock, 6. Yeah, 6. This one will be number 7 when he gets leveled. There we go. Pop that on. Pop on his... that one, and then that gives him a whole hour. So if we do a few of the delves together, then we can even get more value. Try and cloth myself, but I love druids too much. My alt is not exalted with the Kalawak. I find that very few of my characters are. It is a good tip. It's not widely applicable though. Spending the 20 gold in the auction house is usually just a bit easier. when the Wrath reps become warbound. I think even then I'm out of luck because I'm pretty sure I did the Kalawak grind on a character that I deleted a bajillion years ago and I don't remember where they were. That's from a main from eons past. That herb is bait. That is not worth it.
Run away, little girl. Run away.
Yeah, I could probably get Kalawak back to Exalted before I found the character that used to have it.
Time to go all out.
It's another thing you can work on to prep for housing items. Who knows what reps will have items?
Beware.
True. I think this is actually going to be a pretty fast delve. Bad at healing in dungeons, good at DPS. Nice. Oh man, so furniture is like for sure going to be something that we can track on all the things, right? If I had to guess. I wonder how much of a hit to completion percentage we're going to take when it all comes out. It's going to be such a big project. Sure that Warbound BFA reps will come out soon now that I grinded out the rep to get the Dire Horde Polymorph for my mage. Doing that delve my rogue and just aggroed all the sharks. This is probably my world record for least amount of sharks aggroed while doing this delve. I am usually the shark bait. Ooh haha. Like there's... I'm normally just kind of wandering through. You know what it is I get greedy and I want to loot everything. I want to loot
Look around. There's
all the little treasures and all the little bits and pieces, and I only ever notice them after I've already aggroed or done the thing that would make the circle spawn, especially on the destroy supplies chain. Lucy Mom, thank you for the 15-month resub. Appreciate it. We never watch videos in chat unless I specifically made them. I just don't have, I prefer not to do that. Don't recall any further reps. Your shark bait them out. Yeah, see that chest right there, that is bait. That is not worth it. Yeah, I think they're working on making more reps account-wide going backwards. It's just a question of how quickly and how many. They said not all of them. Some things they said will make more sense to not become shared, but you know, like the reputation-based one, or not the reputation, the language reps, like the furbolgs and stuff. Can we do it? I think I'm doing a pretty terrible job. I think I'm like forgetting to finish casting. I can see a Leviathan bait that I left back there. I'm gonna hop back. Yeah, definitely missed a few of these. That's better. I'm kind of... You know how some people have been doing zone locking challenges? There was a creator that made those popular. I'm kind of feeling something along those lines. Maybe not zone locking specifically, but I just want to pick a grind and like really have at one thing and then just ignore the rest of the game. Leveling's been fun, and I do want to take advantage of the event while it's up. I think I should consider whether or not I'm going to level the rest of my 70s, because if I was going to do it, now would be the time. But I almost feel like it would be more fun to just like lock myself in Skullamods until I get those last two pieces of transmog. Expansion lock. That's the opposite direction. I'm thinking more micro, not less. Older content's been the most fun for me lately. Okay. Oh, I'm meant to be killing tentacles. There's a guardian tentacle somewhere. There it is. Nice. There we go. Level 72. Doing lore master, doing the professions related to the expansion. Yeah, just like a nice coherent goal. Oh, I got a staff. 460 for both hands. Very good. Boss is a pain in a high delve level. Yeah. I agree. Northrend Lore Master is the worst to me so far. Okay. So, heading to Nightfall Sanctum next. Also, we need another talent point. Nope, must have spent it. I could have sworn I just got to 72. Hazel being just throwing gear. Leveling in this event seems quite good because on top of the gear that you get from actually doing the delves or killing rares or whatever, you're also going to have things from the satchels as well. It seems like a really good time to level because not only are you getting extra experience from the potions and the buff and everything, but you're also not falling behind on gear while leveling, so you're doing more damage while you're leveling too. Nightfall Sanctum is this way. ATT random, good way to lock yourself to something. That's true. That is true. Have to remind you to fix his T-Mog. What do you mean? I just fixed it. It's just his gloves and his weapon that are off. Look, he's got, I guess his cloak a little bit too. You're trying to bankrupt me. Costs like 500 gold every time I do it. What, you think I'm made of pennies? I'm the money monster from Battle of Atal Dazar. That's what they call me, Money Monster Hazel. I'll do the new Renown faction out here. I don't know if I'm gonna do it in a hurry. It's kind of... Oh, I need to be... Oh no, I can't wear that. It's male. I need a better chest piece, apparently. My goodness. It's a little boring, and I was kind of waiting for it to start functioning. It's functioning better than it was, but it would be nice if it was functioning even better. I guess I can't say that it's not when I haven't tried it in a day or two. Maybe they sorted it out. I get that 500 gold back. Yeah, but I'll get it back anyway. And then if I didn't spend it, then I have 1,000 gold. Econ. Doing Shadowlands raids before the possible level squish. Just like tokens from Nathria. Yeah, there's a ton of stuff. Okie. They want me to rescue captives. That's right. Hugo Bronco WB, thank you very much for the 13-month resub. My apologies if I've ruined your name. Okay. I like this one because you can take those silly purple lines and you can just vanquish them. You can just turn them off. Not forever, but helps. Helps a way to make gold. Don't spend it unless you need to. Yeah, Hazel's unethical gold making tips. Mooch off your friends. Whenever your gear breaks, just need roll on a new piece and put that on instead. Find someone who's fishing and follow them around and fish all their pools. That'd be funny. How cute it would be if we got plushies for our house from some achievements. Oh, they have the models. They could make it happen. Immediately equip any gear you get so no one can check if it's an upgrade for you. Hey, that's just standard practice. I'm keeping it. You can't have it. I put my sweaty armpits in it. You don't want it anymore. Cups. I don't know when I turned off my game sound. There you go. Should be some noises here. We have the technology. Got me new Xiaomi from 10 to 70 in one day. Congratulations. Did you do time walking? That's really fast. It's fast even for a while. Crazy fast. I think I missed a guy and I came ahead too far.
Beware.
Yeah. Ships are gunning, etc., etc. I think I missed somebody all the way upstairs, unfortunately. Or time walking leveled as resto.
Beware.
Goes hard. Nice. There we go. Healer insta-Qs, right? 500 for sprites. Coach your gear. Maybe that's what I'll do for my healer. I'll just all dungeons all the time. Did them on tank, same thing. Oh, it's nice that those stolen relics that I recovered counted kind of retroactively. This way. Skip the optional stuff and just push it. You can level pretty fast. You mean if you don't get suckered into following around like Ysera in the Onaran Plains or whoever it was that was mecking around out there? Probably not Ysera. I think she was dead. She's a constellation or something. Then you can actually level faster. During Mop Rewind, it took me 3 hours, 10 to 70. Yeah, it was pretty fast during Remix for sure. I find that when I level characters that fast, I have a hard time sticking with them because I forgot that they existed. I didn't spend enough time with them for them to make it into my long-term memory. One more stolen relic. Somewhere. Not enough time to bond.
Beware.
I'm just gonna run for it. You know, what is Blink for if not running through a ton of stuff and then just hoping for the best?
Beware.
Whatever it is, we can just pull it with the boss, right? What are mirror images even for? Alright, there's Lust.
Beware.
There's mirror images. There's Evocation. There's a complete misclick. Arcane Surge.
Beware.
Yeah, it's fine, he's dead. Yeah, you're thinking like a tank. Bran is 73 for me. I don't quite have him maxed out. I had big plans to do it, and then I kind of lost steam. I got him to 73, and then I sort of stopped doing my bountifuls every day. Treasure room entrance, which I'm pretty sure we just jump off of. I think it's just the fire that's confusing me. Nice, that one was only 6 minutes and 18 seconds. I can probably get all of the delves done today, and then I can turn in all the call quests and see how that does for us. Leatrix Plus has faster auto loot. So you go into Leatrix Plus. It is under the automation. It is maybe not automation system. Faster auto loot and system. That's the one. Does a bunch of other stuff too. I like automate quests a lot. Makes pick up and turn in happen whenever you talk to the NPC. We're heading to Mycomancer Cavern and then Skittering Breach. Is what we're doing. Do we have anything we need to be wearing? I don't think so. It's been hanging lately. If the zone is lagging, then it's still gonna lag. It can't fix zone latency for you, but it does help generally. I was gonna say I feel like herbing is faster for me than delves, but no, it's not. It's not that fast. Mycomancer Cavern, heading this way. I think what's going to take a minute too as well is once we get all of them done, just kind of doing a lap to turn in all of those quests. Doesn't auto loot need to loot twice? Oh, okay. Even with auto loot checked and with no loot key pressed, because that would change it as well. That's annoying. We have had a patch pretty recently, so there's going to be some wonky issues. It might be not just you. Like the updates they have with Plumber. Plumber does not auto loot too. Nice. Okay. See if we can make it through this one in 6 minutes. Pick up the Delver's Call. I think this is the one where you fight the big boss at the beginning.
The shadows contain many.
That big mushroom could launch us right now.
Nope, no, it's not. It's the one where you're finding underwater crates of mussels. Oh dear. Leatrix Plus is one of those add-ons that I definitely feel whenever it gets turned off. 3. 4. I'm happy I got Glory of the Delver. I wonder if I'm going to be able to get any... Yeah, I'm not even going to worry about that.
Here we go!
Maybe I should just run past things. No, I'm going to have to kill him. Worked so well for me at the end of the last delve. Oh, I had a thought. I almost lost it, though. Nope, gone. Head empty, no thoughts.
You won't hit us with that one.
Something about delves. Oh, I was going to check on how many bountifuls I have for the achievement where you have to do a ton of bountifuls. There's like some key transmogs you can get. So I wouldn't necessarily want to do them for the achievement points, but I would maybe want to do them for the mog that I could collect. There's... I'm not working on them right now because leveling delves don't count. But I was curious as to what my progress was. So there's 2 sacks of spices. The trick here for me is to not get so distracted that I miss
There's treasure close by.
all of the objectives and then have to backtrack. That happened to me sometimes. So yeah, if we look at the delve achievements, damage dealer 3. I need to DPS some tier 11 delves if I want to get that done. Same thing with healing. Oh, apparently I just need to heal this one on an 11 and then I'll get another achievement for 45 achievement points. Maybe you should look into it. And then I've tanked officially 1 delve on 4 or higher. Oh, yeah. Yeah, there are some achievements that I need here.
Here's your take of the spoils.
This isn't what I was thinking of. I was thinking of like a bountiful delve one. Oh, there it is. So 250 will give me a silver coffer key. I bet you there's a gold one, and then just 500 delves in total would give me the delver title. I'm only at 177 delves total, 111 of them being bountiful. So if I want those achievements, I have a lot of delving to do. Yeah, I wonder if the 500 bountiful is something that they're kind of expecting people to work on like over multiple expansions, because delves are going to be something we're still doing going forward. It was just in the regular thing. It wasn't in the War Within delves. It was in the upper level tab. Hapless contestant found. I did want to grind. That is true. That would get my brain leveled. Oh, they poured it up to me. I thought I'd lost him. There's a quest now at the end of delves to do Mythic Plus? I did not see that. What? What do you mean? Like at the end of any delve? At the end of the delve weekly at a tier 11 delve? That's weird. Priceless pumpkins. Quest for extra crests. Oh. Want better gear? Do this content next. Oh, okay. Encourages you to try Mythic Plus. Interesting. I wonder, well, there's probably people that get into delves first just because they're told it's kind of a beginner-friendly way to do it. And then once they kind of get to that point and they're like wondering what's next, maybe they don't know. I'm trying to think of like who would get that quest and be like, oh, cool, thanks. And then like go do it. You'd think that people would have kind of either know or not know by then, but that's maybe a closed-minded perspective for me. expect Bountiful Delves to only be available at max level. I think that next expansion, when we get new delves, you won't have... I bet you these ones won't become Bountiful anymore. So you would need to work on them at 90 or whatever it is that we're going to be. Can see it helping newer players. Did not know Mythic Plus existed in Legion because I wasn't paying attention in that detail. I think I missed a pumpkin. I want to grow a pumpkin. That sounds really fun. I haven't carved a pumpkin in years. I keep meaning to buy one around Halloween time and then I never do it. Think they'll ever let us get Mythdrack from Delves? I don't know. Good question. My instinct says no, but I don't know anything. I'm terrible at predicting WoW.
We can get around by jumping on those big mushrooms.
Whisper tales of my...
Oh, here he comes. Okay. I always use all of my... I use my Arcane Surge like once in a dungeon, and it's always like 45 seconds before I fight the last boss.
Beware.
They'll never be using that move.
Beware.
Those spores will blow up if we hit them.
Heard they're toying with the idea of removing the timer Mythic Plus and changing it to a death counter. Same as Delves. Interesting. That would change the gameplay of Mythic Plus pretty substantially. You would really not be incentivized at all to pull more than one pack at a time. I don't think I'd like it, to be honest. Exit Delve after collecting rewards. Okay. It's just about 11 a.m. I think I am gonna take a short break. When I come back, we have 1, 2, 3, 4 more delves to do, and then we can start... I don't know, I was gonna say thinking about turning in some of these Delver Call quests, and we can, but like it feels kind of bad. If you're only level like 73 and a half, I don't know, we'll see. I'll be right back. Okie doke. We're back. We were heading next to... Which one did we want? We wanted... Skittering Breach, that's the one. Dizzy Nitrum, thank you very much for the 12-month resub. Happy 1 year. Appreciate it. And we can turn in this one. Skittering Breach. That is around here. There it is.
The lamplighters are stretched thin.
It was around here
For
somewhere.
the Arathi to
Was that
survive,
Beldar?
we must
Beldar
settle
just now?
in
No.
lands
Yes, no,
shadowed
yes.
from Beladar's light.
No.
The darkness strikes out with threats not even
No, it's Croaked.
Arcane realms can
Never
dispel.
mind. Croaked's fine. Croaked can
Aid
live.
us, outsider.
Croaked's my friend.
Be our beacon in the
I feed
darkness.
him, generally, is our relationship. I bring him fish.
There is
I'm kind of
always hope if
surprised
we
by,
choose to look for it.
I mean, it's not like a big deal, but I'm kind of surprised that just the completing Delves experience is this wimpy with all of these experience buffs up. Like, I knew it was that wasn't the main point of the quest, but I mean, this is gonna be 100k per for those, so that'll still be something. I think I'll just turn them in whenever I get them all done, and then if it gets us to like 77, then I guess I'll just resign myself to either questing or time walking or something. Probably better than doing them as we went. Oh, I guess the event is up right now as well. I don't know if it's up. I'll go see. I'll go see what it's like for a leveling character. It would have just started anyway, so as long as we can make it over there with this amount of bird gas, then we're fine. Have you guys been using the Nightfall scenario to level alts? I know it's kind of hard to think of when there's time walking available, but... Melon, thank you very much for the brand new Prime sub. Appreciate it. Thanks for picking me for your Prime sub. Your name is a lot like my, my alt's name. Only done it once. The buff rested one of the experience pots. Went to 75 to 80 in 2 hours, doing delves, humanity nodes, 4 world quests. Yeah, I wonder if rested goes quite far. My bird out of gas. No juice. In school, haven't played since January. That's fair. It's good priorities. Oh, the urge to fish the blood pool. The primal urge to fish the blood pool instead of doing the thing that I meant to go do. You know, my bird's out of gas anyway. You know, get a level, get 700 gold. Level, gold. Sharks are used for feasts, and because they're kind of the bottleneck ingredient on feasts, they are the most valuable fish by a country mile. My auctionator thinks they're 1,000 gold each right now. I got a goldfish, but I think this buff still sucks. I think that it still doesn't do anything. Yeah, caught a dogfish. No problem. This debuff is supposed to prevent you from catching things. And it just doesn't. It's never worked at this point working as intended. Maybe they decided that it was going to be more annoying than it was worth. Okay, so I only got one shark from there, but... Dogfish is 30 gold. The shark is 726. Yeah. Just shy of 800 gold for my haul there. I'd say that's worth stopping. Yeah, fish are region-wide. And we're only 5 minutes into this anyway.
Dare to attack our veneration grounds. Make them regret it.
Okay, so he can pick up his dailies. Oh, he can do those as well. Interesting.
Stay productive in the light.
I got a free tavern.
Vigilant in the light.
And I don't know if if you can do the weekly yet. Oh, I have a job! This has never happened to me before! Oh, good sentences for out of content. Can I toss? I can literally hurl people. Oh, no, I missed. Can I pick them up again? Nope. You can pick up an injured recruit, and then you can gently fling them towards a healer. Bodily. Because I guess I'm jacked, but like,
Hold out, conscripts! Reinforcements are on the way!
Let's try it again. Aim for an Arathi priest. Okay. Let's get a little closer this time. Did that work? It did work, I think. I don't know if I overshot him. What do you guys think of an X-Pack where ally and horde dissolve? Something I've heard of pitched before. Independent factions. I think it would be a risky thing to do with not a lot of obvious reward to, in the story, dissolve something that's so core to the to WoW. Practically, obviously, it's more cross-faction friendly than ever, which I think is a good thing, but I think it means that they don't have a huge reason to do that. I think it would upset a lot more people than it makes happy. it says I'm out of range. You missed, they disappear into the nether. They go straight to the Shadowlands. Into the maw with you.
A mighty adversary has taken the
I
field.
gave some experience.
Get in there, soldier.
Got some waves. It's nice that the objectives seem to be working correctly again. Lately been able to fish 8 to 15 slum sharks before somebody ruins my day. Nice.
There are too many injured on the field. Bring them the warmth of the sacred flame.
Okay, free some webbed scouts. This is more interesting when you have things to do. I'm glad they did seem to fix this. The first day that I did it, it was literally just kill things and wait for it to be over. And that was not ideal. Still wish there was somewhat separate stories for two factions. What does everyone hope for a new race in WoW?
Hold out, conscripts! Reinforcements are on the way!
Fill the bar at the top is a personal thing? Oh, okay. Worth tagging stuff then. That's interesting. So you can't just like leech off of everybody else's coffers and whatnot. That's good to know. Tuskar? Mecha Volpera. There you go.
We've got them on the run! To me! Let us give them a reason to keep running! The cowardly crawlers are retreating! Rally to me, and we will finish this fight!
I mean, do they not have reasons to keep running? Have they not been enjoying the benefits to their cardiovascular health? A little more wakefulness? Good appetite at dinner time, that kind of thing?
Find good trail.
Unironically be down for Mecha Volpera.
We are the Flame's Radiance, defenders of Merildar, and today, we hold!
Yeah, more race class combos is always fun. At this point though, there's nothing that I really am like sitting here waiting for that my life won't be made until they do. I've always said it would be really cool to have like gnome and goblin druids with like mecha animal forms, but it's not something that I would main if they did it. It would just be a fun concept. This is decent experience, actually. Everything that you're tagging, when it dies, you can see my bar kind of climbing just from the mobs that we're killing.
We face the last gasp of a dying empire. Do not relent until the battle is won!
Always wanted Blood Elf, Druid, and Void Elf. Mainly because I want the cat form to look like the links from the Blood Elf starting zone. Or the Blood Elf Druid from the Botanica. That's the name of the dungeon. I will see what kind of gear we'll get when we do this at level 72. This is the first time I've done it on a leveling character. I'm kind of curious to find out. Ready for a new class, even though it'll be years until we get it. I feel like we've been fighting him for like a really long time. New class would be nice. It would be interesting to see what they came up with. I'm not usually in a hurry for them to put out a new class though, unless they have a concept they're really ready to stand behind, because every new class you add into the game makes balancing a little bit tougher forevermore. I think there's some cool concepts they still haven't done yet, though.
Victory for the Flames' radiance! Take a moment for celebration, but stay on your guard.
Okay, so I got
Your return
a
soon
piece of level 80 gear, Warbound level 80 gear. I got an offhand that I actually needed a
Victory
transmog
for
for,
the
so
Flames' radiance.
happy about that.
Take a moment for celebration.
That dropped from the
but stay
guy
on your
directly.
guard.
The
They'll
Champion
return
Spoils
soon
had another piece, same thing. Warbound until equipped, level 80. Veteran gear. And then we didn't have a weekly quest because it didn't give it to me at level 80, but we do have dailies here. And I did get some reputation. I got 350 plus another 75 for doing the event even without the weekly. Radiant Incursion. Some of these are in different zones, huh? Can see them finally adding a third spec to Demon Hunters. Maybe a range spec based on throwing weapons and I-beams. Be kind of neat. When they first mentioned Demon Hunters, I naively thought it was going to be like Diablo Demon Hunters, which are kind of very different from the WoW ones. I just saw the words and I was like, oh, I know what you mean. I did not know what they meant. Should we do Gutter Gunk? It's a pretty easy pet battle for 15 polished pet charms and some XP. I do think I'm going to have lots of gear to put him in when he gets to level 80 because of all this veteran stuff we've been picking up. I think I have a lot of cloth, especially because I've just been doing the event on clothies. It seems to... I guess I don't know if this is true for sure, but it seems to prioritize giving you warbound stuff for the same armor type that you are. Give DH a support role so it's not just evokers with one. Do we think they're ready to commit to having more support roles? I'm not 100% sure. Your talent's doing a lot for me now. Yeah. It's fun to speculate about what new things they might add, but I'm kind of cool with what we have now. I know that's boring and it's not very conversation friendly, but I don't wildly need a new race or class or spec or combination. I'm just kind of happy. I've got more stuff to do than I can shake a stick at. Vegar95, thank you for the 18-month resub. Appreciate it. There you go. A little experience for that one. I want to see how long it takes to do one of these dailies here on leveling alt. Maybe even thinking about leveling or joining a group for it might be an idea. Morning. Hope you're having a lovely day. Thank you very much. Right back at you. Every time I see a rare in the zone, I'm like, Baladar, is that you? Seeing if there are groups. Not really. Okay, well, failing that. Field elixir token.
We have strayed from favor.
I did a quest while leveling here on a recent character that took me a long time, and it was really dangerous while I was doing it. How much percentage are we going to get from this, I guess is the question. Because these are elites. I know they gave me a buff, but... 4% per. If I can mooch off of other people's tags, then maybe. It seems to be a regular quest, though. I don't think this is wildly worth it. I'll probably do this one because I'm already here. New cooldown manager does have an active buff tracker. You can hide the other icons. Okay. I need to mess with that. Maybe I'm a little bit lost in the options. 6. Yeah, 2% per click is going to be kind of tough. It'll be good to get extra rep with the faction, I suppose, but... Set the visibility of cooldowns to not show. Use the buff section. How do you do that? Is it in the options here somewhere, or is it in the edit mode options? Because I think that's what I did. I just wanted to know if there was a way for me to not have them show until they're, like, actually doing something. I think that's a setting I already have on. Maybe it's my own fault. Maybe they should all always be doing something and I'm just not playing them correctly. Yeah, I think I'm already using it. Okay, so yeah, I can see my nether precision there. But it still shows, it just doesn't have any, it doesn't show any stacks or cooldown when it's not up. I think I found that a little bit confusing. CDs and defensives are too much. Those are also things that you would see anyways on your action bar, which I think is why they're a bit redundant for me. The buffs are what I'm specifically interested in because those are things you would have to pick out of this mess, which is way too much. Especially when they're moving
Step
and
into the light.
changing over time. Didn't see the point of having my cooldown bar be like right above my action bars. Yeah, maybe good for somebody. Not necessarily my thing. That was a regular rare. That wasn't really part of my quest necessarily. We're nearly up to 73. After this daily, I'm gonna abandon ship on these Sureki dailies. They are an absolute waste of time for leveling. They're a good idea if you're wanting to grind them anyways, but like these would be much faster to do. I guess if you could find a group, but it might be hard to get into a group as a leveling character anyway. You're not gonna be wildly pulling your weight. Good for people who take away the action bars, but I couldn't do that comfortably. I feel the same way. I've known for a long time that it's technically possible to hide your action bars and to just play off of feel. I've never had the guts to do it, though. I don't know anybody that does. You're right, I could make the group. Yeah, good for gearing for sure. And I think it's still gonna give me the gear, it's just gonna have to wait until I'm 80. Okay, we're going back up to Hallowfall. Because I need to do Skittering Breach. And I want to turn in that quest as well. Skittering Breach being right here, so it means we'll do that on our way. It is impressive though. Play with action bars off, but I have class weak cores for tracking. Curious to see if Haranir are going to be playable or not. Yeah. Yeah, we'll see. I don't know. I kind of figured that if they were going to do it, they would have done it by now, but I'm pretty sure I said exactly the same thing. Oopsies. For Volpera, and I did not think they were going to do Volpera at all, and then they did, so I am not psychic. Destroy shadow totems. See if we can get out of here in 6 minutes or less.
That move.
Spooky. They never give us what they want.
Smell that? It's treasure. I know it. We're close.
My dog when I don't let him meet another dog. Never let me do anything fun. Okay. I don't even need to stop to loot those. Hazel's a fun tyrant.
Champion, here we go.
Also applies when you don't let him chase squirrels or bunnies. Or eat grass. Or eat mulch. That's a current one that I thought we were over now that he's like 2 years old. But it's springtime, so people are working on their gardens, and some people have kind of mulched their front gardens. You don't like bunnies? I do like bunnies. That's why I don't let my dog chase them. They would be bunny mush. But yeah, the people mulch their gardens, and my dog, for whatever reason, just wants to eat it, and not like, oh man, I'm gonna sniff this mulch and maybe nibble it a little bit. If he sees somebody with like a big pile of mulch, like they had some delivered and they haven't spread it out yet, he will open up his mouth and go, ow, and then like take a huge mouthful. And then you have to stop and make him try to spit it out, and it's sticking to his tongue because it's mulch. It's... I basically just fast walk him past any of those so that he doesn't get a chance to chomp it, because otherwise he will do his darndest to consume something which is patently not food. All of his other not food things that he tries to eat, I feel like he's gotten over more or less. But he still has a real soft spot for mulch. Speed of a dog's mouth in a walk is astounding. Yeah. Yeah, before I got a dog, I figured just don't let him eat stuff was going to be like a pretty straightforward and easy thing to do, and it turns out it's possible and it's important, but it is neither straightforward nor easy. Most of the things, like, once he gets a mouthful of it, he's like, oh, never mind, that's not good. And I don't know why mulch is not that way for him. It's like shredded wood. I don't get it. Maybe he thinks it's a stick that's been, like, pre-broken. He is a great stick chipper. Surprising number of chicken bones on the side of the road. The amount of meat and bones that I have found in the street since getting a dog that I had no idea were there. There was ribs. There was a crab. There was a bagel, but that wasn't that surprising. That's just litter, but like... He'll leap into the street and I'll be like, what is it? And then I'm like, oh, hey, it's a rack of lamb. Like, where did you find that? And then he's like, why can't I keep it? And I'm like, I know, it doesn't seem fair, right? Maharat, thank you for the brand new sub. Appreciate it. My dog lets me take things from him, but if he had something really good, he'll give me this look that's like, really? I found it. That's mine. Come on. Hate it when I have to pull bones out of my dog's mouth. Why are people throwing bones in the ground? Yeah, I don't know how they get there. Maybe they started out in like someone's trash or compost or something, and then a bird fished them out, because we do have a bajillion crows. It's possible that they got moved by birds, but it's also possible that somebody just chucked a rib into the street. Who knows? First person to ever say it the way I intended. Aw.
Beware.
Just small, give it back. Mm-hmm. He's got a good mopey face. He's very expressive. Alright, that delve took me 5 minutes and 17 seconds. I would have sworn to you that it was longer than that, but that was only 5 minutes. Not too bad. Got another weapon. Same model. Must be scaling up. Did I do the call quest for it? Yeah, I did. Okay. So we only have the delves in the bottom zone left. Doing delves in my mage's fire. It was horrible. Think I have to try Arcane. You're back? Nice to see you. I am here. This is my last stream of the week, though. I stream Wednesdays through Sundays, so I'm gone Monday, Tuesday. Another underwater delve. I do have more potions. I kind of thought that I would still have the last one up, but I guess not. Oh, tempted to do this. It's a narrower area, so like maybe I can like get it done faster. I can like tag mobs that other people are killing. I am Arcane. Playing Arcane. But I also want to make sure I finish the rest of these delves today, so I shouldn't get too distracted. We are going to do Spiral Weave, and then Underkeep, and then Takrothan Abyss. Spiral Weave being up here. Off and away. Made it up to level 73. I wonder how far we're going to get with all these quests to turn in when we do get to the end of it. It might be farther than we think. A lot of the buffs buff quest turn-ins specifically. And these quest turn-ins are worth quite a lot. And I'm going to have Mysterious Wisdom up for it. Peculiar Neribian Slain.
You won't hit us with that one.
You won't hit us with that one. Hello, going, Sean? How you doing? Happy Sunday. Not Saturday, Sunday. I stream 3 hours. 3 hours a day. 9 to noon Pacific. Generally. Approximately. My schedule's been a tiny bit shaky lately because I've been scooching some stuff around to accommodate for house hunting. I've been going to real estate showings and trying to find a place to live. But that's the normal schedule. I also have a week off coming up. Not this week, but next week. So I'm off Monday, Tuesday, and then I'm back.
There's treasure.
Yeah, I got like 2 weeks before then. We got time. We can worry about it later. Delve Companion is the name of the add-on that's giving you that extra Delve UI on the adventure journal that you're seeing. Delve Companion. It's especially nice if you are working on Glory the Delver because it can track... Hang on a second. I've gone too far. It can track stories for you. It can show you which stories you still need from each delve. Yeah, my wedding is in less than 2 weeks. We were just sitting down yesterday trying to write vows together. It was both very cute, but also like hard. You're trying to say things in your heart, but then you like write them down, then you say them out loud, and you're like, well, that sounds silly. It doesn't come off the way that it it feels when I think it.
Come here and recover.
Prof? Well, yeah, I guess not. I can't escape the ghost of my grade 4 English teacher. And if I'm writing anything, I don't know. Also, I don't know if she's dead or not. I'm sure she's fine. I'm hoping she's fine. But, just telling me to vary sentence length and structure and the type of word you start with and stuff. Did you invite her to the wedding? Can't say that I did. We've got a very limited guest list.
Beware.
Is it bananas to hope that more houses get listed next week? I know I really shouldn't be trying to buy a house at the exact same time as my wedding, but like, what if it worked out? What if it worked? Congrats, by the way. Thank you. That's what I want for a wedding gift, is for the universe to put my dream house in my budget on the market. Desert X Yeti, thank you very much for the brand new sub. Appreciate it. Girl, you will be so tired. I'm already tired. Sometimes it does work like that. Yeah.
You'll find me wherever the action is.
House's wedding gift, $2. Now that we're married, I've got a house to go see. We were joking about what happens if my dream house comes up and the only time for me to see it is like the morning of my wedding. It's like, listen, I'll make it back in time. It's like a sitcom plot point. Listen, I'll drive up there. I'll gas up the car. I'll be back before you know it. I'll just do it in the dress. I'll put my makeup on at the stoplight, so it'll be great. Don't do your makeup in the car. Make a good stream story. I am doing a horrible thing that no one should do, where I know and I've heard that homeownership can be stressful for all kinds of reasons, and it is a state of being that I'm pursuing. So in advance of becoming a homeowner, I am trying to read all of the homeowner horror stories and nightmares so that I can worry about them all in advance, or so that when I do get a home and then I'm like, oh no, my window leaks, I need to talk to somebody about this, I can be like, well, at least I don't have a 4-foot high stack of rat corpses and feces in the wall. I read a story about somebody who like had a smell they couldn't figure out, and it turned out dead rats in the wall. And they had to like take out the drywall, clear them out, reseal it basically. I'm just trying to read about all of the worst things that can possibly happen and then visualize living through them so that nothing feels life-ruining when it actually happens. Because as far as I can tell, things are going to break, like, immediately. Raising Helvetica, thank you for the 15-month resub. According to my calculations, dead rats do indeed smell. Don't mind me as I continue to rant forever. I mean, doesn't really prevent rats from dying in your walls. It just means that it's somebody else's job to get rid of them. Don't watch the money pit. As much as I love Tom Hanks.
The answers are here.
Check for hidden book cages.
Loads of forgotten knowledge are within our grasp.
I'm gonna sleep great tonight. Thanks, Hazel. You're welcome. We were talking about what if we move to a new place and our dog is just like listening to the walls. Like, how terrifying would that be if Moose just decides he's gonna post up and like stare at and listen to like one spot on the wall and we can't hear anything, but he's just like head tilting at it? Because we know he likes to listen for bugs. He likes to hunt bugs with sound. One of my family's houses does get squirrels inside, so I get it. Yeah, at least we have a detector. I don't know if I would rather have a ghost or, I think I would rather have mice or rats than a ghost. Bats, mice, or rats. None of them are good, but I'd rather have those than a ghost. But I would rather have the ghost than termites or, like, cockroaches. I feel like in terms of infestations,
Beware.
they're all bad. They all need to be dealt with.
Beware.
I would take a ghost over termites, though. Oh, I think I got a robe that I desperately needed. Yep, 483. Perfect. Those are fun. 0 infestations, please. Yeah. That's why you don't poison rats. Sister was told the rats would magically leave the house after eating the poison. They did not leave the wells before dying. Had to pay to tear down the well and remove the rotting rats. Ghost is not necessarily bad. That's what I'm saying. I feel like they get a bad reputation just by virtue of being a not living. You know, maybe they're fun. Maybe they're friendly. Maybe they're helpful. Maybe they've got great stories. Where's their bed bugs? Alright, so we did Spiral Weave. We're heading to Underkeep. Underkeep and then Takrathin, and then we can actually turn them all in. Maybe a ghost will do my chores. Can we move on from the dead rats? You got it. Underkeep first. May as well get the swimming one done with. Sorry for the rat story. I'm pretty sure I'm the one that brought up rats. You're good. You're fine. Don't get me wrong. I think rats are adorable as pets in other people's lives. I just don't need them in my house. To say. Alright, we got our call quest done. Rats, maybe the animated kinds? Oh, pet rats are so cute. I think the worst thing about them is they don't live very long and they're very animated, so you get very attached and then they don't live that long.
Time to go all out!
Mind you, I'm defending them. I don't have or want a rat. I think I'm good without any rodent pets. I think as a kid I wanted a bunny and my mom was like, no rodents. And I was like, aw. But then I grew up and I agree. Sometimes you grow up and you will fundamentally disagree with your parents the second that you get a chance to, and then sometimes you don't. She also wasn't a huge cat person, and I was very excited to get, and I'm still excited to have a cat, but I think I'm with her on the bunny thing. I love bunnies, but it just seems like more trouble than it's worth to have them in addition to the other animals that I like.
Hit us with that one.
You're gonna have to go back in time and argue with my mom for me
Beware.
on rabbit taxonomy. They were certainly categorized with rodents for the sake of pets that Hazel is and is not allowed to have. That was the response I got about getting a ferret. I was reading about otters being mustelids like weasels and skunks. Distinguished by their anal musk glands. I need better topics. Otters are very cute in spite of their anal musk glands. There's a batch of words. How goes maging? It's great. It's awesome. It's very purple. This is not my favorite Delve story, but we're getting it done. Are crows like West Coast raccoons? You mentioned them going through bins. They're not going to get into a bin that's locked. But they will move things around. Especially with food. Like, they'll take food and nesting materials and they'll stash it places. It wouldn't surprise me if a crow was relocating bones in the street. We also have raccoons that will also do the same thing. The raccoons are more likely to get into a bin, although if it's locked, they're still out of luck. And then you get the seagulls and the occasional goose. I know they're messy, but I love seagulls. Crows, pigeons. All like the common birds. They're cool. I know they're everywhere, but they're awesome.
Your mana is looking low. Take a break.
In Brazil, there's monkeys that are as common as squirrels in the US and Canada, and boy, can they be mischievous. I don't think I've ever, outside of like a zoo situation, ever encountered anything like that. I guess it's just byproduct of not having traveled, really. Oh, there's squirrel. There we go. We need that. When I was looking into what I needed to get my passport renewed, I was like, where are you even going to go? Where would you even go? I don't know. They are a menace. Okay, so those are both locked. Oh dear. Oh dear. I may not get all my delves done in time after all. Tacrith Abyss is the swimming one, not Underkeep. That should have occurred to me by now. Never seen a squirrel in my life until I came to the US. I thought they were an urban legend like Garfield. You know, that's funny. I've never seen a fox in real life because we don't have them here. And I know they're real, but like I've never... Maybe in a zoo, maybe. And I think they look so cool. I think foxes look so cool.
Beware.
I've never been outside Canada and the US. I don't know if I want to. We're going to a local island for my honeymoon, for our honeymoon. We're going to one of the Gulf Islands. It's going to be lovely. Very excited. I'm not in a hurry to re-enter the United States. I don't foresee myself doing that for the next couple of years. That one's got a big ol' let's wait and see kind of asterisk on it, but not in a huge hurry to go back. As far as traveling outside of there, like Europe or something, I don't know. I'm not against it, but I'm not the kind of person that's gonna like spend money and make arrangements to make anything happen. So, and I kind of like being home. You could come to UK to visit the Queen.
Here we go.
How do delves work for leveling? You do choose a difficulty. Your options are 1, 2, or 3. I'm doing them on a 1 because I don't feel like it's very well incentivized to do beyond that. There doesn't seem to be a great reason to go past 1. The main experience you're going to get from the delves is not doing them in themselves, but it's going to be the experience that you get for turning in these Delver's Call quests. You get 1 per delve, and those are worth like 100k experience each, especially if you can stack them up with any kind of extra experience bonus. Arcane Mage, my brand. I think if I was going to travel, I would want to travel to see different ecosystems, natural stuff, wildlife reserves, that kind of thing.
They'll maybe using that move.
How are you liking it? Arcane Mage? It's making me feel a little dumb. I'm not picking it up in a hurry, I'll tell you that much. It's pretty. It's fun. It's blasty. I'm not making much heads or tails of it though. I tried reading the guide and it mainly made me more confused. Do something like Tahiti. I'm not gonna lie. Let me look at Tahiti.
Beware.
French Polynesia. Ooh. Maybe. Bit tricky in the beginning. Once you get the hang of it, it's so fun. She sounds like that lady that makes the raid videos. I would love bird watching somewhere tropical that has like some jungle. I feel like tropical birds. Like I love the birds we have here and I love bird watching here. And I think these ones will always be my favorite, but tropical birds are just something completely different from what I see at home when I'm outside. But I live in such a beautiful place that it's hard to want to leave because I feel like I have everything I need here except for my house. What kind of birds do you have?
Beware.
Bald eagles. Especially if anytime you go anywhere sort of mountainous, rivers, lakes, ocean, which is kind of everywhere, you're going to get bald eagles, you're going to get ravens, you're going to get herons. Even over the city, I occasionally see a great blue heron just flying over the city. We get all kinds of water birds, especially in the ocean beach, but even if you just hang out at the lake for a day, you'll get all manner of different water birds and kingfishers and you know, ducks and geese, of course, but gosh, what are they called? There's a funny duck name. It's widgeons.
Beware.
I live on Vancouver Island. I live in Victoria, BC, Canada. So right in between Alaska and Seattle, the little bit there. That's the one. I need 2 more containers of black blood. I'm so close. I must have missed some earlier. Where Smallville was filmed. There you go. I love sitting by the beach and watching seals swim by. Seals and otters and Jellyfish. I've seen orca once or twice. Well, once. And then my partner saw them once without me and got an amazing video that I was upset that I wasn't there for, but he went fishing and I slept in, so it's on me. I know I need another container of black blood. I'm sure... Yeah, there's a bunch of them back here. Wish I lived there. It's beautiful. It is very, very expensive. The running joke is that BC stands for bring cash. It's a spendy housing market. It's a spendy cost of living. But things are expensive in lots of places. And at least this is where I'm from. This is where my family is home. It's nice to be home. I was tubing in the valley I live in when a teenager passed the dam and an eagle glided like 15 centimeters off the river. Nice. I think I've heard my aunt say that before. The bring cash thing. Seafood way cheaper in other places. Yeah, but it's still more expensive than like rice and lentils, so perspective. It's fresh though, it's good. If you're getting seafood, it's gonna be good. What class does your fiance play? Who says they play well? College one of my siblings went to where they joked that their initials stood for sleep comes after death. Live in a place where there's a bunch of wild turkeys. Exotic sick cats usually. I mean, that sounds cool. What do we have? Turkey Lake. None. Wife and I are getting posted out in the Victoria area. It will be really... Oh, posted out of the Victoria area. Hard to leave this fall. I mean, we're having a beautiful spring and summer. At least you'll be leaving right before the gloomy season. Until they chase down the street. The most aggressive wildlife we have around here is, at least in the city, I found is the deer. They don't bother you if you don't have a dog, but if you have a dog, and if your dog likes to stare at the deer because your dog should have been named George because he's very curious, and they're fawning, or they have fawned, or they were thinking about fawning, or they just kind of woke up on the wrong side of the deer bed, they will charge down the street after you. There's been some dog deer incidents. It's a problem. If we're walking the dog and we see a deer, we just turn around and go the other way. It's not worth it. But yeah, I'm not going to buy a place in the city because I don't have that kind of money. Shocked by how chill the peacocks in the park in Victoria were, and the geese? Ontario geese are mean. Yeah, I've heard a lot about people calling geese cobra chickens and talking about how angry they are. And I'm sure that if you pick a fight, they are. And I'm sure there are probably other places where they are more aggressive, but I've never in my life had a fight with a goose. It's never been a problem. I mind my business and they mind theirs. The only animal that has ever actually pursued me has been a deer. When they're fawning and you have a dog. That's the only time anything's ever actually like come after me. In Ontario, if you get too close, they rear up and chase you. Got chased by a goose when I was 5. I'm sure it would be terrifying. They're scary. Alright, Tacrathan Abyss, that's our last delve, and then we can turn in all these Delver's Call quests and see how we did. It'll be from about 74. That is not the delve. That is something else. Had a swan give me the hissing of my life, and swans, yes, swans huge up close. There's a section of our canal that you can't walk because the geese will stake out and they will charge and bite you. I'm having a moment where I don't know what it is that I've done. Yeah, I bought a sack of 10 breeding pots. It's not going to be a problem. There we go. Had baby mama deer come into my yard every morning to poke around for vegetation from the woods behind my home. Michigan deer have no fear. Some of the more rural communities that I've been looking at will have elk come through, which sounds kind of cool. I don't know if I've seen an elk in person. You'd think that I would have done, but I don't know. You also get bears, but elk are gorgeous. Elk are big, right? Like big, big. I was looking at a chart that had like the little drawing of the deer and then the little drawing of the elk next to it. Lived on the island my whole life, never seen one. Mm-hmm.
Beware.
Elk are different than moose. They are different. Moose, I think, are even bigger. Thought they were about the same as white-tailed deer, but dunno. Elk are between regular deer and moose. Moose are like elephants. As far as I've never met a moose either, but as far as I can tell, the best way to get a sense of scale for a moose is to find a picture that has a moose with a vehicle in the shot. Compare a moose to like a nice Honda Civic, and then you'll get a feel for how big moose are. I just want to pet the bears. If they're not friends, why friend-shaped? Yeah.
Look for the bubbles and get some air.
I literally popped a potion right before I came in here. What happened? Yeah, we do. Yeah, you're right. We do have cougar here as well, but it's not surprising to me that I've never seen one of those. I don't feel like you would unless they wanted you to see them.
That's more like it.
And to be confusing, what we call moose in North America is called elk in Europe. Want to go to Toronto and do a tour, see a moose from a safe distance. My grandparents had a story about how they were road tripping through interior BC up to the Yukon, and there was, I forget what the animal was. It was either a moose or a bear. It might have been a moose, like a bull moose. It was something kind of large and scary. And my Nana wanted to get out and take a picture, and my grandpa wanted her to get back in the car so that they could leave or just be safe or like see it from inside the car and not get out of the car. And it was funny, they were telling this story and she was still giggling like, oh, but I just wanted to see. And I'm like, yeah, he had a point. Oh dear. It was cute. They survived. I think they probably took some pictures. Hazel, I saw an elk that had a head, antlers and all, of another elk heading from his antlers. That is upsetting. That is dark. I know they get antler locked, but yikes. Helping my sister move, and there was a truck. Truck hit it, it made the truck stop. It died, but that's how huge they are. I don't know if I'm gonna get through this delve in anything. The last one took me 12 minutes. It felt like 1,000 years. We can do this in 10 minutes or less, I believe.
Beware.
It's our last one. XP from delves is mainly going to come from your Delver's Call quest. After I finish this one, I should have a full complement of those to turn in. And I am curious to see
Beware.
how much experience we get from those. I'm looking forward to checking that out.
Smell that? It's treasure. I know it. We're close.
Beware.
Were you ever a horse girl?
Beware.
I never had the money to be a horse girl. I guess I'm sure you could be a horse girl without ever getting access to horses, but I knew some. I knew people that were into horses and that did like the 4-H thing or whatever. When I was younger, I was actually quite afraid of horses because they were so big and because they were unpredictable. And I have a vague memory, and I don't even know if this is true or if it's just a dream I had once, but like a vague memory of being at a kid's birthday party where they were putting the kids on ponies for pony rides and like kicking the pony or something and having it take off. And I don't know if that actually happened or if it was just a fear I had, but I was nervous about horses for a long time because they're just so large. I don't think I'm scared of them anymore. I haven't had a lot of opportunities to interact with them. I have a horse. My horse is amazing.
Your mana
Taking
is
us back.
Take a break.
I think we've managed to cruise through this one by mainly running away from all the things that might be angry with me.
Beware. Beware.
Stand back
I
while
did
I
see
clear
Bob's
this away.
Burgers once. It was a long time ago. I don't remember a lot of the details. I get excited whenever I see horses or cows or sheep or anything in fields, though. I was driving through some rural areas this past week, and I saw some lambs with their moms, and it was so cute. All right, little sandal upgrade. So, doing all the delves with the event and the experience buff and everything got me from 70 to 73 in a bit. Kind of underwhelming, if we're being honest with ourselves, but I'm gonna just fly around and turn in all of the Delver's Call quests and see where that gets us to. I'm not expecting it to be 80, but it might come close. We'll see. We are 73 and 76%. We did do a handful of world quests, as well as one round of the Nightfall scenario too. And then after that, I'm going to be wrapping up for the day. But interested to see how close this gets us. Go straight to 81. Mm-hmm. We're going to be prepared for next expansion. Ready for it. I have Surge of Mysterious Wisdom up, as well as the regular leveling buff. Yeah, I've got the bonus XP potion up from 71 to 78. Okay. Yeah, maybe it'll work then. Maybe it'll be enough. Maybe all that prep work will be worth it. Especially if I can find where I'm turning them in.
I've heard
hanging
much
lobster.
about you.
And then sometimes it's nice to just stop
The
by
weave
the
has delivered a
quartermasters.
customer. You
No, you gotta do that at
appreciate
80, I guess. Okay, let's start at the top, actually. Let's go port back up. Top? What if you get to 79? Will you do the same thing you did yesterday? Where I stream longer? I don't know. I would have to be 79 and like 85%. I'm already a little bit over. There was one more Spiral Weave one down at Farron's Advance that I didn't turn in. Suppose we can just go do that. Plus, we got our Archives Weekly done. That'll be worth something, too. I wonder if I get to 80 first, if it'll just give me my weekly cash with my veteran piece.
Can I help you?
Okay, 74. Tempted to just flight path it up, but... What's this one? Oh yeah, that's for the Radiant Incursion.
You carry your torch, you light the city. Always be prepared.
Yeah, it's a little bit. The daily bag does give level 80 gear, so I got a dagger, which I did need, appearance-wise. So it says. Well, we can do this in roughly reverse order. How do you get the tokens to buy gear? That is from the weekly. You can repeat the weekly across multiple characters if you want more than one token in a week. yeah, expect that to be the part that takes the longest. Hi, Hazel. Hello, Dances. How you been? I did every delve in this leveling character, and I'm turning in all the call quests to see how close to 80 we might be able to squeeze.
We have strayed from favor.
Okay, that puts us at 75. I'm not going to worry about talent points, actually. Yeah, you would have to get each set individually.
We will triumph. The Empire's light will banish the darkness.
So now they're 100. It's a grind then for sure. Mm-hmm. Yeah, now that you mention it, maybe I should be making sure that I do that on across different characters, because it doesn't take too long to do the weekly on an alt. 15 minutes tops. You just have to make sure you're showing up at the top of the hour.
Greetings, outsider. May the shadows pass you by.
A dangerous world calls for inspired solutions.
Okay, there's 76. I think now we're gonna go up top because it'll be faster than trying to climb up. Good resonance crystals. I'm getting 100 for each delve, plus whatever it was that we earned along the way. Love the Hallowfall Small Village music. Makes you want to do the whip nay nay. Oh man, what year is it? Doing alright? Classic PvP AV grind for rank 14. Holy smokes. Almost done. Best of luck. I really thought that my Hearthstone was about to take me to Dornegal.
Are you good? Farewell, then.
The good news is that I'm a mage, so I can at least take myself back to Stormwind. Good grief. Oh, I just got 1,000 gold for a Marukai Renown Cache. Wow. Fancy. Oops. Dornegal's changed. You'd have to talk to somebody to get the portals. I only have Stormwind. I haven't done any portal training at all. I should probably set my hearth here. It was just around here. This is not the end, never mind. It's fine. This is the sign that I've streamed a little over my normal time slot, is my brain ceases functioning. Having a shockingly hard amount of time flying from one place to another. I should probably wait to turn this in, but I don't even want to bother. It'll be fine. At least the Stormwind Mage Portal puts you in the Mage Tower.
The great Titan Khazgaroth, who granted me the gift of the Forge,
That gave
has
me
relayed
16k gold.
information
I wonder
from
if it's
the
your first
Pantheon
weekly on every
about
alt, or if I'm just getting lucky. It's not the first alt that's done that. Hi Hazel, it's my birthday today. Happy birthday, Archdruid. I hope you have a lovely day. Appreciate it. Hope you're doing great. I hope all of your birthday dreams come true. trend in northern inns where there's just one gnome drinking and dancing. Not suspicious at all. Okay.
Speak and be heard.
I did not change my Hearthstone. That is all 3 of the turn-ins for up here. So next we're going to head down to the Ringing Deeps. There should only be 2 of them there because I did Waterworks and Dread Pit. I didn't do Site 9. There's no Delver's Call quest for it as far as I know. So I think our dreams of getting to 80 are kind of shot. I don't think it's that much experience. It was pretty good though. I got it from 74 to we're going to be probably partway through 77. Camellia, thank you very much for the brand new sub. That's wonderful. Thanks for picking me for your Prime sub. I really appreciate it. Also, Scarlet with a 7-month resub. Before you end, here's a sub. Thank you very much. I am just about to head out the door. I just need to turn in 2 more. I was hoping these would get me closer. I don't know what my plan is for the last couple levels now. We'll figure something out, I'm sure. Just do Pet Battle World quests. Just go pick herbs.
Outsiders
There we go.
detected.
77. Yeah, we're gonna be like 77 and a half. 7 months? Mm-hmm. We're at a couple more talent points. I love your streams, even if I'm rarely awake to catch the entirety of them. Yeah, time walking's an option. I even need the time walking badges. It's just... ugh. I just really don't like dungeon leveling. Especially on DPS. I can tolerate it on healers. I don't mind doing it on healers. Yep, 77 and a half. That's the final tally. First crafts gives a lot of XP. Yeah, this character actually does have a crafting profession, so maybe I'll end up doing that. Alright. I'm gonna wrap up. Just about 15 minutes over. I want to thank you all very much for spending this time with me. My plan is to be back on Wednesday. If I do need to change, move, cancel, or anything, I do tend to post that in my Discord, and then I'll also change the stream title. Got one more juicy week of streams before my week off, so looking forward to it. Hopefully we find something fun to do. Appreciate you guys, and I hope you have a wonderful, wonderful day.